The impact of tobacco, alcohol, and processed foods on global health. Okay, so the World Health Organization is finally talking about this. I don't know what their alternative motives are, but I'm glad they're bringing this up. It's not just the tobacco, alcohol, ultra processed foods, but it's also the fossil fuels. And they say that they're responsible for 2.7 million deaths annually in Europe. And this alarming statistic has prompted the WHO to call on all the governments to impose stricter regulations. So according to this groundbreaking report, the WHO highlights how powerful industries are driving ill health and premature death through misleading marketing and interference in government efforts to combat diseases and cancer. So the report revealed that tobacco, fossil fuels, ultra processed foods, and alcohol account for over 7,400 deaths daily across Europe, and that is roughly 24 to 25% of all deaths in Europe each year. And a small number of transnational corporations wield this power over all of us. They are in charge of everything, what we learn, what we think, what we know. They're giving us all this marketing, right? And it's all for profit. So what do we need to do, right? We need to take a look at these factors individually, but you have to think about the body is only meant to take in so many toxins at a time. And we are in a world where there's toxins coming from every angle. So let's look at the processed foods. 70% of the food that you're eating and that's in the market is not real food. It is full of these toxins, the artificial sweeteners, the extra fructose, the seed oils, the GMO grains, and they lack the natural fiber. All of these factors accelerate insulin resistance, which leads to heart disease, fatty liver, infertility, and quicker death, right? So that fructose is metabolized in the liver, but we're not talking about the fructose from fruit. We're talking about the added fructose. It is literally like cocaine in your veins, right? You take out the fiber, that's what stops you from eating. It makes you full. The seed oils, canola oil, corn, soybean, rice bran, safflower, sunflower, these are unstable oils. They cause inflammation at the cellular level. And we're talking about a low carb diet, right? These are not carbs. It doesn't matter. These seed oils, even though they're fat, they actually cause insulin resistance. Then the artificial sweeteners, they might not have any calories, but you have to think about what is the body going to do with anything artificial that it doesn't recognize? It's going to store it as fat. I don't know what this toxin is. I'm going to encapsulate it in a new fat cell and get it out of the blood. That is what the body does for survival. Then you've got the hyperpalatability of these foods. And what is that supposed to do? That's supposed to light up your brain and say, I want more. So you end up overeating. Of course, doesn't have much amino acids, and it has these emulsifiers. All of these extra ingredients that aren't real food is just clogging our detox pathways, making us fatter, causing the heart disease, insulin resistance goes up. That's even causing brain diseases like depression and Alzheimer's and dementia. So processed foods, they're addictive, they're driving insulin resistance. We've got to stick to real food. Then you've got the alcohol. Even if you're just drinking 1 to 2 drinks a week, guess what? It actually increases your stress. You think you're drinking to unwind, right? Well, when you're not drinking, your stress level is at a new level when you're not drinking. So alcohol, of course, has empty calories, making you fatter. The body doesn't have a place to store alcohol. It shuts down all of its storage when alcohol comes in and says, okay, hold the horses. We got to get rid of this poison because I have no place to put it. What does that do with all the other food that you're taking in? The healthy carbs and the protein. It is actually going to store those as fat. So it shuts off fat burning. It increases estrogen dominance, and it also causes liver damage. No surprise. Well, guess what happens in the liver is your thyroid hormone turns from the inactive thyroid hormone T4 into the active hormone T3. So if your liver isn't working, your metabolism is going to suffer, leading to weight gain, inflammation, and chronic diseases. Alcohol also enters every cell in the body. It's indiscriminate. A lot of the harder drugs like cocaine don't do that. It crosses the blood-brain barrier. It destroys the microbiome, just like the processed foods, causes leaky gut, increases inflammation throughout the body, and it tricks the brain into thinking it wants more. It actually also increases impulsive behavior. And that's not even just when you're drinking. You know, those angry drunks, you don't want to be around them when they're drinking. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the angry drunk when he's not drinking. It's going to cause increased impulsive behavior. So there was the processed foods, we've got the alcohol and tobacco. Do I really need to talk about it? It's not necessarily the nicotine, it's all of the other toxins that's in tobacco, causes lung damage and cancer, heart disease and stroke, respiratory problems, a weakened immune system, cancer beyond just the lungs, digestive issues, one more thing causing digestive issues, reproductive health in men is causing erectile dysfunction. How does that sound, men? Stop the smoking, right? Oral health issues, aging and damaged skin, and of course, you're affecting other people with your secondhand smoke. Now, the fossil fuels. Now, we need fuel, right? But do you want to be taking it in? Do you want to be taking it in on top of all of these other things? They increase that air pollution, causes respiratory issues, causes cardiovascular disease by the tiny particles released. They get into your bloodstream. This causes inflammation in your blood vessels, leading to cardiovascular issues, heart attack, stroke, all of that fun stuff, and cancer. Certain chemicals released are known to cause cancer, birth defects, developmental issues, and mental health issues. So it's not just affecting us to die, but it's essentially causing depression, anxiety, and other mental issues because there's inflammation in the brain. And of course, water pollution, and then you're drinking the water, soil contamination, even into our organic crops, the soil is being contaminated and we're taking that in. So what do we do? Remember, our bodies are not meant to deal with all of these toxins. Number one, stop drinking and smoking. I'm just the messenger. Smoking is a no-brainer. Drinking, I understand. But you want to stop because it is causing issues with your liver, and your liver is what's trying to detox all of these other things. Even if you're doing everything right, we're still being bombarded by way too many toxins. Focus on the real food. If it has a back label, throw it away. Stick to that wild animal protein, the vegetables that are all on the accelerated food guide. Stay away from even those low carb organic protein bars. They probably have some seed oils in them. So you want to focus on the real food. It's not about carbs and fat and protein. It's about real food, and increase that protein intake. That is going to curb your cravings for the alcohol, for the tobacco, for all of that processed foods. It will help suppress your appetite. I love bison, lamb, deer, grass-fed beef, elk, wild salmon, wild fish. That's where you're going to get the most nutrient-dense food. Our soil's being depleted. The vegetables and fruits are not providing those nutrients anymore. So we've got to look to that wild animal protein. Now, this is why I put together the Ascent Diet Cleanse. It's designed to help you smoothly transition away from alcohol, tobacco, and processed foods. It helps with the withdrawal symptoms. It increases your dopamine, your GABA, serotonin levels so you feel calm and good. Gives you more physical and mental energy by increasing that ATP at the cellular level. And it's detoxifying your liver and your whole body at the cellular level, resetting alcohol dependence, eliminating those cravings. And one of the supplements in there that is key is the accelerated keto. Helps with the cravings, helps you intermittent fast a little bit without stressing the body out, reduces insulin resistance, suppresses those cravings, reduces oxidative stress and inflammation, increases that ATP in the mitochondria. You're getting more cellular energy. People that start this cleanse, within 2 days, they're like, I feel amazing. What's going on in my body? I don't understand. And so the accelerated keto is a big part of that. The accelerated iodine is a huge part of that. Most of you are iodine deficient. Iodine helps cleanse the liver and the blood, alleviating liver congestion caused by all of these toxins, increases metabolism and fat oxidation, lowers your blood sugar, helps regulate hormones, detoxifies the cells from all of these toxins we're talking about, including radiation, which we're not even talking about. And the accelerated iodine is the most bioavailable iodine because it's I minus. I minus is ready to go into the body and find a place to live. Other iodines are diatomic, meaning it has to break the iodine away from another molecule to be used, and that lowers the absorption to 10 to 20%. Accelerated, much different. So as you're releasing all these toxins, you want to encapsulate them with the accelerated cellular detox powder that soaks up those toxins from alcohol, tobacco, fossil fuels, and processed foods. And this will help your stomach lining and intestinal lining reduce bloat and inflammation, soak up even excess cholesterol and fat from your diet, and it will help prevent leaky gut. These toxins, when they're in the body and we're expelling them, we want to soak them up to get them out much quicker. And that's where the accelerated cellular detox powder comes in. And part of the Ascent Diet Cleanse is the liver flush cleanse, where the supplements work to soften the liver stones over a couple weeks that are caused by alcohol, tobacco, processed foods, prepping your liver to release them. And at the end of the 2 weeks, you release all of these stones into the toilet. You feel so accomplished. And then you think, oh my God, how did my liver work with all of those stones in there? So I do a flush at least 4 times a year, more like 6. And I always feel a jump in my metabolism and my energy, and I feel just on it. So that is something also to consider. Thanks for tuning in today. If you need my help with it, or if you have any concerns and you don't know where to start, feel free to reach out to me at sarahbantahealth.com. Happy to put together a protocol for you and join my free group coaching on Telegram. There's no downside. I share daily tips and tools, and I answer your questions. You will be surrounded by an amazing community of people. More information is on my site at sarahbantahealth.com. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products. You can catch this podcast on over 100 platforms, including Spotify, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. I'm on a mission. I need your help. Share this healing message and this podcast with some friends, and we can help reach the world. Remember, I'm live every Monday and Tuesday, a bonus one on Thursdays, and you can use coupon WELCOME10 to get 10% off site-wide. Thanks again for joining us here. Have a great week.